9 reasons why Elemental bombed at the box office. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Trendy Spotlight. 9. Audiences know to wait for Pixar movies to go on. Disney Plus. Like many other production studios, Disney's strategy during the COVID-19 pandemic was to send their films straight to streaming. Soul, Luca, and Turning Red debuted on Disney Plus instead of having widespread theatrical releases, so now people expect every Pixar film to wind up on the streaming service sooner or later. Since this knowledge is readily available to consumers, they likely won't spend extra money to see Elemental in theaters when they can see it at a later date on the streaming service they are already paying for. People are likely just waiting for Pixar to release Elemental on Disney Plus, and that's partly why the box office numbers are disappointing. 8. Elemental's Cannes premiere backfired. Pixar knows that their last couple of releases didn't perform well at the box office, so in an attempt to learn from their mistakes with Lightyear, the animation studio debuted Elemental as the closing film at the 76th Cannes Film Festival in May 2023, with the hope that the movie would gain some publicity from the event. Unfortunately, the reviews coming out of Cannes for Elemental were unfavorable and did little to build hype around the movie. Critics were not fans of the new Pixar film, and their harsh criticisms of the movie definitely didn't do it any favors when it premiered worldwide in June. 7. Elemental's reviews were good but not great. Despite the Cannes critics who called Elemental one of Pixar's worst movies, the rest of the reviews that flooded in the week of the premiere were eons better. They boosted Elemental's Rotten Tomatoes score from 57% to 80%, a tremendous step up from its early reception. However, in the grand scheme of things, the overall reviews didn't meet Pixar's standards despite mostly being positive. The critiques didn't generate overwhelming hype that suggested people needed to see it in theaters, and so many didn't. 6. Elemental opened in a very crowded summer movie window. Another reason why Elemental performed so poorly at its opening weekend box office is because it premiered alongside a slew of other buzzworthy titles. The Flash debuted on the same day as the Pixar feature, and other films such as Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse, The Little Mermaid, Transformers, Rise of the Beasts, Fast X, and more were also in theaters at the same time. The competition was too stiff, and Elemental couldn't take the heat. 5. Across the Spider-Verse is a superior animated movie choice for families. Although there were many other films that Elemental had to compete with during its opening weekend, its biggest threat was undoubtedly Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. And if someone had to choose between Elemental and Across the Spider-Verse, 9 times out of 10, they're picking Across the Spider-Verse. There is much more excitement surrounding the Sony film, given that it's a sequel and the first movie was so well received. Arguably, people are much more worried to stumble upon Across the Spider-Verse spoilers than Elemental spoilers, so it's a must-see film, while Elemental isn't. 4. Elemental is an original movie in a franchise era. Speaking of sequels, the world is currently in an era where franchises rule, and original films are brushed aside. The last Pixar movie to cross $1 billion at the box office was Toy Story 4, so it's no wonder the studio is firmly determined to make a 5th one. Many want to know what they're signing up for when they go to the movie theaters, and paying money to see an original film is scary since they know little to nothing about it. While Elemental has an intriguing premise, it has no ground to stand on, and movies like Across the Spider-Verse and the Super Mario Bros. Movie do. 3. The box office is struggling generally. At the very base level of Elemental's box office struggles, Pixar isn't to blame. Ever since the COVID-19 pandemic, people aren't going to movie theaters like they used to, partly because they can usually easily watch the film in the comfort of their own homes. It's more difficult than ever for a movie to be a box office hit. Just look at The Flash's opening weekend numbers and the other 2023 disappointments: The Little Mermaid, Fast X, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, etc. Elemental isn't the only 2023 film to struggle at the box office, and it won't be the last. 2. People might go see Elemental later. Now that Elemental is out and has gained traction in terms of positive reviews, some who were hesitant to bite the bullet and buy a ticket may do so now. The Pixar feature will run in theaters through the summer months when kids are on their school break, so more people will see it, especially since the next big animated movie will be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, and it doesn't premiere until August 2nd. The bad news is that despite this information, Elemental's slow start and huge budget mean that it will likely still be a box office bomb. 1. Pixar's marketing plan for Elemental was lackluster. The final reason for Elemental's disappointing opening weekend box office is Pixar's marketing plan, or lack thereof, for the film. The studio needed to convince families that the movie was a must-see experience in theaters. Instead, the execution was no different from any other basic film marketing strategy. Release the trailer and hope people see it. The marketing plan for Elemental needed to be unique enough to stand out among the crowded June releases, and it didn't. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.